my name is Ariel and welcome to Mermaid Astrology. So this video is all about your Sagittarius Rising or Ascendant in astrology. The Sagittarius Ascendant is probably one of the easiest Ascendant placements to have. Wherever Sagittarius is in your natal chart, it shows where you are lucky. Sagittarius shows the area of your life where things just sort of come easily for you. Jason. So when Sagittarius is on your ascendant, which is your outlook on life and how people perceive you, well then you've sort of hit the jackpot. You come across as a happy person, even if you're a miserable Capricorn. This is part of why people like you so much, because people are naturally drawn towards happy people. Think about it. No one is ever like, you seem miserable, want to hang out? This is a great sign placement for easily making friends. With this rising sign, people just like you. You could be a terrible, awful human being and people would still like you. I say that having never actually met a Sagittarius rising who I thought was an awful person, but I mean, I'm sure y'all exist somewhere. What I think that speaks to you more than anything is that you are genuinely good-hearted people. Your first instinct in every single social situation you are in is to be a good person. You're someone who doesn't have to consciously talk yourself into doing the right thing. It's what you naturally do without even thinking about it. Not saying that you don't sometimes do the wrong thing. I mean, everybody makes mistakes, right? I just had Hannah Montana flashbacks. But usually, even when you do the wrong thing, you were trying to do the right thing. This is a big part of why people so easily forgive you when you mess up, is because they know you didn't have bad intentions behind what you did. You're one of the nicest ascendant signs to strangers. You're that person who's not afraid to chit chat with the barista or the salesperson or whoever. You're just very friendly and very open with everyone that you meet, even when it's just people who you meet once in passing. Sagittarius risings have gorgeous smiles. Like, I hate when I see Sagittarius risings who don't smile when they pose for photos. Like, what are you doing? It is one of your best physical features. When in conversation or social settings, you're always smiling. Genuinely smiling too, not fake smiling that you see from car salesmen or Tom Cruise. You aren't consciously deciding to smile to manipulate with someone or get what you want out of someone. It's just who you are. It's your first instinct, so it is your real smile. Your smile makes other people feel good and comfortable with you because they can feel that genuine openness and friendliness from you. Sagittarius is the most positive, look on the bright side sign of the whole zodiac. That positive, happy part of yourself is the part of yourself that you are the most comfortable with, so you push it towards the forefront. Your defense mechanism when you don't know what to do or you are uncomfortable is to look on the bright side of things. Even when you're in an incredibly negative social situation, you try to figure out what's positive about it so you can change it to become more positive. Sagittarius is adaptive, right? So you believe whatever the present circumstance is, you can always change it and make it better. So your first instinct is to change it or to run away from it. Because let's be honest, Sagittarius likes to run away from life's problems when things get too hard. That's one of the biggest downfalls of this sign placement, because your first instinct is to run away from problems that you really shouldn't run away from. That's when people actually get annoyed with you. Not when you make mistakes, but when you run away from the mistakes and disappear completely. Or when you disappearing leaves other people to handle the consequences of your mistakes for you. When you do this, people are less likely to forgive you. Whereas when you stay and own up to it, it's not that big of a deal most of the time. With this sign placement, people are more willing to forgive you in general, or look past certain things that you do that would really bother them if someone else did it. For example, your first instinct is to be kind of blunt, but people will look past that because they still think that you're really nice. When other people say things as bluntly as you do, they get in trouble for it. But when you say things bluntly, people are more willing to brush it off. So they will forgive your bluntness in ways they won't for other people. You're the type of person who, if you're being too loud or obnoxious in a social setting, I say this because you are extremely loud and you do not know how to tone it down. You do not know how to chill. People won't really think too much of you doing that, or they won't call it out like they do other people. Or more likely, they don't even mind that you're doing it. When other people are loud and obnoxious, people become annoyed by it. But when you do it, people like it. People think you're funny and fun, and that bold, loud behavior is part of that. So they don't really care what you act like because you're so much fun to be around. The way I phrased that made it sound like a negative thing. It's not a negative thing. Being loud and bold and out there, that's part of who you are. So that's a beautiful thing. So if you change that, you wouldn't be being true to yourself. Being true to yourself is the most important thing that you can do. Your genuineness is where your luck comes from. Without that, you're not living up to who you are supposed to be and your full potential. You're probably that person who's always making jokes. That's just how you deal with people. If you're in a situation where you probably shouldn't joke, well then, you're probably gonna do it anyway. You have this goofy, big, bold sense of humor that's very apparent. There's no question whether you're joking or not. Everyone knows that you're trying to be funny. That funny and silly side of your personality is out there for everyone to see. That's one of people's first impressions of you, is that you are very comedic. As a Sagittarius Ascendant, you kind of become the center of attention without even trying, which you like attention, but you're not someone who needs it. You're not like a Leo Ascendant, where if you're not the center of attention, you're gonna throw a hissy fit. If someone else is having their time in the spotlight, you'll clap for them and be like, good for you, and genuinely mean it. You're someone who likes to see other people succeed. You don't get jealous of their success. This is also part of why other people like you so much, because you're fun and you're the life of the party, but other people, they don't feel like they have to give away their own light for you to shine. You receiving attention does not come at the expense of taking attention away from other people. You believe there is room for everyone to shine. Sagittarius is a mutable sign. It's an adaptable sign. So with that on your ascendant, which is how people first think of you, you can come across as a little bit all over the place. You can seem directionless, or you might actually be directionless. Sagittarius is the explorer. So your first instinct is to go wherever you feel like at the time, and that might change in as little as a couple of hours. You're down for an adventure one day, and then you're like, did that? So then you're down for a different adventure the next day. No one can predict, like not even yourself, which way life is gonna take you. You don't appear as someone who has your life together, which you actually might, but you don't appear that way at first. So you might sometimes feel like people treat you like a child when you're an adult. People often think someone else has their life together who you know does not have their life together over you, which leaves you incredibly frustrated. Of course, I mean, this all depends on your natal chart. If you're a Sagittarius rising with a Pisces sun, we all know you don't have your life together. You don't take anything or life too seriously. There's nothing you really give a lot of weight to or won't make a joke about. People who take life way too seriously might not like you as much as most people because they see you as shallow. They think you have no respect for what they deem as serious. And guess what? They're right, you don't, because you know that it's ridiculous to take life too seriously. On the other hand, on those rare occasions where you are actually trying to be serious, people might not take you seriously and sort of brush you off. When you actually are trying to be serious, you kind of have to prove that you are. So when it comes to more adult responsibilities, people might not give you the respect or give you the opportunities that you think you deserve until you force them to. Thank you so much for watching this video. Sorry for ending it on kind of a negative note. I know that probably bothers a lot of you Sagittarius ascendants out there. But overall, I do think your video was very positive. So if you liked this video, please like and subscribe below. It really does help me out a lot. And that way you get to see when more cool astrology content pops up in the future. Thank you so much and have a great rest of your day. Bye.